I went to Moscow a few times before the Soviet Union collapsed, and I was always amazed with all that censorship they had, and Pravda and so on. I said, how is it that most of the Russians that I talk to, intellectuals, know more about what's going on in the world than the average American with our tons and tons of newsprint and TV? Oh, they said, it's a trick. You learn it when you're a kid. You learn how to read Pravda.
Some people say that'd be a pretty good choice. Bring in the Hispanic vote. Some people say, he's posturing.
Some people say, and excuse me, I'll get to you, Joe, in just a second, but some people say that you may be setting up Sharpton for a run against Hillary in 2006 in the Senate.
Journalistically, it's a very peculiar technique because the idea behind journalism is that you're sourcing who you're referring to. This is just sort of a clever way of inserting political opinion when you know it probably shouldn't be there.
Some people say that this might undermine what the U.S. troops are doing there.
Some people say John Kerry has some similarities to an earlier Massachusetts politician. And
some people say in light of what's happened with the Oil for Food program.
Some people say supported by Iran.
Some say, I've heard a couple people say.
Some say that it's a sour grapes book.
Some people say it's just too violent, there's too much blood.
Some people say.
Some people say.
Well, some people say. Some people say.
Some say it.
Some people say.
Some are saying.
Some people say it.
There's some people who say something, if not major, has already happened.
those are his words.
Some people say it's exploitive. What do you say to that?
Socialite Peaches Geldof, the wild child daughter of Peaches Geldof, was raised, you could say, in a pretty unconventional household by what some would describe as wild child parents.
Attachment parenting. So what's that all about?
You know, some would say that you had your wild child period, but
once a wild child, Peaches Geldof, after her troubled teenage years.
Is it true you don't sleep with your husband, but instead sleep with your baby?
No, of course not. Literally, that's just the press. That's not, no.
You learn how to read Pravda, which ironically is Russian for the word truth. So it's sort of like this. You hold the paper up like that until it's nearly upside down.
Paulie Yates died of a heroin overdose.
Then in the lower left right-hand corner, you'll get a little bit of the truth.
Yeah, you have a maturity beyond your 24 years and a couple of gorgeous boys there as well. Congratulations and thanks for joining us.
Like that to the back page, and you have to know where to go.
I guess what you could call my dubbed by the press wild child period was when I was, 16 years old, and now I'm a 24, almost 25-year-old woman, so that's a long expanse of time. I don't think it was just motherhood, rather, becoming a woman and not a teenager.
I was quite intimidated about meeting you, but you seem incredibly nice. Do you get this a lot?
No, I don't know. It's just so weird. I'm so, I don't really understand why, but I suppose, the way that the Daily Mail wrote about me, people would think I was a total wank.
I don't know how much of a wild child she really was. She was very spirited, he was very fun, and she had a lot of opportunities. So I think anybody in that situation when they're 16 or 17 is going to get a reputation for being a wild child. From what we could see, she was a very, very committed, devoted mother.
Are there any national sources of news that are not owned or controlled or manipulated by corporate America?
Yeah, people say, how could they control the news? It's a free press. How could they not control the news? How could they maintain the level of control they have and not control the news? The news is a corporate entity. The news is owned. See?
The 25-year-old died in her home, leaving behind 2 sons.
So excuse me a minute while I'm serious about this. I have children I want to live till they get tired. That's right. I want children to have an opportunity, and adults, you owe it to these babies. Right. Right. We gotta quit yoking with this thing. That's right. There are secret societies that run the White House, Skull and Bones, and the one before him was Clinton, a Rhodes Scholar, and the one before him was Skull and Bones. There.
I never ordered any...
Don't even think about playing that game with me. I will not let you dishonor their memories by pretending you had nothing to do with it.
How dare you come in here and lecture me?
How dare you, sir?
How dare you come into this office and bark at me like some little junkyard dog? I am the President of the United States.
Clinton went to Yale, Hillary go to Yale, Lieberman went to Yale, Curry went to Yale, Dean went to Yale, Cheney went to Yale, Bush went to Yale. What the hell y'all voting on in Yale? damn other school up in here? Can't nobody be in the White House from Memphis State? So this is a serious thing, but let me put this thing in context. It was the killing of the charismatics.